You've probably been told that all trucks are built tough and reliable. But what if I told you that some of the most popular trucks in America are actually ticking time bombs waiting to drain your wallet? Models with legendary names, but catastrophic reliability issues that'll cost you more than a luxury car payment. In this video, we're counting down the 10 trucks you absolutely must avoid before buying your next pickup, ranked by the severity of their problems and the financial damage they can cause. And trust me, the trucks that made this list will shock you. From engine failures that strike without warning to transmission disasters that leave you stranded, these aren't minor annoyances. We're talking about repairs that cost 5 figures and resale values that crater faster than a stock market crash. And here's the kicker. The #1 truck to avoid is one of the best-selling models in America, and most buyers have no idea they're walking into a financial disaster. Watch every second of this countdown, because this isn't just a review. It's the difference between smart truck ownership and throwing thousands of dollars into a metal pit of despair. Ignore this, and you'll join the legions of truck owners who learn these lessons the hard way. The truck market moves over 2 million units every year in America, and most buyers think they're making a safe investment. They're not. While manufacturers pump millions into advertising campaigns showing trucks conquering mountains and towing planets, they're conveniently leaving out the brutal reality of certain model years that should never have left the factory floor. Let's get straight to the trucks that'll make you wish you'd watched this video sooner. Number 10, Nissan Frontier 2005 to 2021. The Nissan Frontier earned a reputation for being indestructible, and for many years that reputation was deserved. But here's what the marketing departments won't tell you. Nissan essentially abandoned this truck for over a decade. From 2005 to 2021, Nissan barely touched the Frontier's design, and while that might sound like they perfected it, the reality is far worse. These trucks rolled off assembly lines with outdated technology that was ancient even when it was new. We're talking about safety systems from the early 2000s facing off against modern traffic, fuel economy that makes full-size trucks look efficient, and interior materials that feel like they were sourced from a discount bin. But the real problem isn't just that these trucks are outdated. It's that buyers paid nearly new prices for technology that was already obsolete. A 2019 Frontier had essentially the same platform as a 2005 model, which means you're getting 2005 crash protection, 2005 fuel efficiency, and 2005 connectivity in a world that moved on 15 years ago. The 4.0-liter V6 gets around 16 miles per gallon in the city, which means you're burning through an extra $1,000 in fuel every year compared to modern competitors. Factor in the weak resale value because buyers figured out these trucks are antiques, and you're looking at ownership costs that rival luxury vehicles. If you see a Frontier from this era, keep driving. The 2022 redesign finally brought this truck into the current decade, but anything before that is a rolling time capsule you don't want to own. Number 9, GMC Sierra 2007 to 2013. The GMC Sierra shares DNA with the Chevrolet Silverado, which sounds fine until you realize that means it also shares all the same catastrophic problems. The 2007 to 2013 Sierra models came with the active fuel management system, which was supposed to improve fuel economy by deactivating cylinders when you don't need full power. Great idea on paper. Absolute disaster in reality. This system created excessive oil consumption that turned engines into oil-burning furnaces. Owners reported going through a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, and when they complained to GMC, they were told this was normal. Normal. Burning through oil faster than a 1970s muscle car is apparently acceptable engineering in the 21st century. But oil consumption is just the opening act. These Sierras also suffered from rust issues that ate through the frames, like termites through balsa wood. We're talking about structural rust that makes these trucks unsafe to drive. Owners in Rust Belt states watch their trucks literally crumble beneath them, with frame sections corroding so badly that mechanics refuse to work on them. And because this is a frame issue, repairs aren't cheap patch jobs. You're looking at frame replacement costs that exceed the truck's value, which means most of these Sierras end up in junkyards long before they should. Add in transmission problems, steering component failures, and electrical gremlins. and you've got a truck that looks tough but falls apart like wet cardboard. The worst part is that GMC's reputation convinced buyers these trucks were reliable, so they paid premium prices for vehicles that would betray them before hitting 100,000 miles. Number 8. Toyota Tacoma 2016 to 2017. Toyota built its reputation on bulletproof reliability, which makes the 2016 and 2017 Tacoma models even more shocking. These trucks violated everything Toyota supposedly stands for. Owners of these Tacomas discovered their trucks were rusting from the inside out, with corrosion starting in places you couldn't even see until it was too late. But rust wasn't even the worst problem. These Tacomas came with transmission issues that made driving feel like you were learning to use a manual for the first time. The automatic transmissions hunted for gears, hesitated during acceleration, and jerked so badly that owners thought something was broken. Turns out, that's just how these trucks drove. Toyota's response? They blamed it on necessary calibration for better fuel economy. Translation, they sacrificed drivability to meet EPA numbers, and owners got to live with trucks that drove like garbage. But here's what really makes these Tacomas dangerous to buy. The rust issues led to frame recalls for earlier Tacoma generations. And while Toyota eventually addressed those problems, the 2016 and 2017 models show that rust prevention still isn't a priority. You're buying a truck that might dissolve before your loan is paid off. And because these are relatively recent model years, sellers are asking premium prices based on Toyota's reputation. Don't fall for it. A Tacoma from these years will make you understand why some Toyota loyalists switched brands. The pain of watching a supposedly reliable truck fall apart is worse than just buying an unreliable brand from the start, because at least then you'd see it coming. Number 7. Ram 1500 2010 to 2012. Ram finally broke away from being just a Dodge truck in 2010, launching as its own brand with promises of luxury and capability. What they delivered instead was a parade of problems that turned early adopters into cautionary tales. The 2010s to 2012s. Ram 1500s suffered from steering issues so severe that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened investigations. We're not talking about minor complaints. Owners reported losing steering control, with tie rods failing without warning and steering components breaking during normal driving. When your steering fails on a 5,000-pound truck doing highway speeds, you're not dealing with an inconvenience. You're dealing with a life-threatening defect. But Ram spread the misery around. These trucks also had airbag problems that led to massive recalls, with Takata airbags that could explode and send metal shrapnel into the cabin. Then there were the electrical issues. Owners watched their dashboard lights act like Christmas decorations, with warning lights illuminating for no reason and critical systems failing randomly. The TIPM, the electrical brain of these trucks, became infamous for failing and leaving owners with dead trucks that needed $1,000 computer replacements. And don't forget the engine problems. The 5.7-liter Hemi in these years developed valve seat issues that could cause catastrophic engine failure. When a valve seat drops, your engine destroys itself from the inside, turning a minor problem into a complete engine replacement. We're talking about $10,000 or more to fix an engine that should have lasted 200,000 miles. Ram has since fixed most of these issues in later models, but the 2010 to 2012 trucks are nightmares you want to avoid unless you enjoy spending more time at the dealership than behind the wheel. Number 6. Ford F-150 2004 to 2008. The Ford F-150 is America's best-selling vehicle, a title it's held for decades. But the 2004 to 2008 models prove that popularity doesn't equal reliability. These F-150s came with the 5.4-liter Triton V8, an engine that sounds powerful until you learn about the spark plug problem that haunted owners like a recurring nightmare. Ford engineered these spark plugs with a two-piece design that seemed clever until mechanics tried to remove them. The plugs would break during removal, leaving the bottom half stuck in the cylinder head. Extracting broken spark plugs required special tools, hours of labor, and mechanic bills that ran into thousands of dollars just for a tune-up. Routine maintenance became a Russian roulette of will this plug break or not. But spark plugs were just the warm-up act. These F-150s also suffered from cam phaser problems that created a distinctive rattle on cold starts. Cam phasers adjust valve timing, and when they fail, your engine sounds like it's full of marbles and loses power. Replacement costs ran between $2,000 and $4,000, and the problem was so common that Ford eventually extended warranties on some trucks. Then there were the transmission issues. The 4R75E automatic transmission in these trucks developed harsh shifting, slipping, and complete failure at relatively low mileages. Transmission rebuilds cost anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000, turning these supposedly reliable work trucks into money pits. And because these are older trucks now, you might find them at tempting prices. Don't be tempted. The cheap purchase price is just the down payment on years of expensive repairs. We need to talk about something important here, because if you're finding this information valuable, hitting that subscribe button costs you nothing but could save you thousands down the road. We're constantly researching and exposing the truth about vehicles that the industry doesn't want you to know. Subscribe now so you don't miss the breakdowns that could prevent your next costly mistake. Number 5. Chevrolet Silverado, 2014 to 2019. Chevrolet completely redesigned the Silverado for 2014, and in doing so, they unleashed a generation of trucks that made the previous models look reliable by comparison. These Silverados continued the active fuel management nightmares, but they also added new problems that cemented their place on this list. The biggest issue was vibration. These trucks vibrated so badly that owners complained of feeling like they were driving paint shakers on wheels. The vibration came from multiple sources: transmission shudder, engine imbalance, and driveline problems that Chevrolet never fully solved. Some owners went through multiple dealer visits trying to fix the vibrations, only to be told it was normal or that the fix didn't exist yet. But vibrations were just annoying compared to the real problems. These Silverados also suffered from transmission failures that left owners stranded and staring at repair bills exceeding $5,000. The 8-speed automatic transmission that GM was so proud of turned into a liability, with hard shifts, slipping, and complete failures at low mileages. Then there were the electrical problems. Owners reported issues with backup cameras failing, infotainment systems freezing, and various sensors giving false readings. And let's not forget the rust. Even though Chevrolet learned hard lessons from earlier generations, these trucks still showed premature rust on frames and body panels, particularly in areas where salt is used on winter roads. The fact that a relatively new truck generation could rust so quickly shows that cost-cutting measures took priority over longevity. You can find these Silverados on used lots right now, and sellers will point to the redesigned interior and updated technology. But underneath that fresh styling is a truck that's been plagued with issues since day one. Save yourself the headache and skip this generation entirely. Number 4. Ram 1500 2013 to 2016. Ram made huge strides with the 2013 redesign, finally creating a truck that competed with Ford and Chevrolet on luxury and comfort. But what they gained in refinement, they lost in reliability. The 2013 to 2016 Ram 1500s developed so many problems that owner forums became support groups for people dealing with the same failures. Start with the eco-diesel engine, which was supposed to deliver excellent fuel economy and torque. Instead, it delivered emissions scandals, catastrophic failures, and warranty nightmares. The EGR coolers would fail, filling the engine with coolant and destroying the motor from the inside. Replacement meant a complete engine rebuild or replacement, costing well over $10,000. And because emissions regulations were involved, many owners found themselves fighting with Ram over warranty coverage. But gas engine owners didn't escape unscathed. The 3.6-liter V6 in these trucks developed exhaust manifold cracks that created loud ticking noises and exhaust leaks. While not immediately dangerous, the repairs required removing major components and cost thousands of dollars. Then there were the transmission problems. The 8-speed automatic transmission in these Rams shifted roughly, refused to shift properly, and in some cases, failed completely. Owners reported lurching, harsh downshifts, and transmissions that wouldn't engage gears. And those electrical problems from the earlier Rams, they continued into this generation. The TIPM still failed randomly, leaving owners with dead trucks that needed computer replacements. Air suspension systems, which were marketed as a luxury feature, became maintenance nightmares that cost thousands to repair when they failed. Ram trucks are comfortable when they work, but these model years spend more time broken than they do hauling anything. Unless you enjoy funding your mechanic's retirement plan, steer clear of these Rams. Number 3, Toyota Tundra 2007 and 2012. Toyota's reputation for reliability took a beating with specific Tundra model years that proved even the most trusted brands can fail spectacularly. The 2007 Tundra came out as Toyota's attempt to dominate the full-size truck market with a truck that could compete with the Detroit Big Three. What they delivered instead was a truck riddled with problems that seemed impossible for Toyota. The 2007 models suffered from severe frame rust that was so bad Toyota eventually bought back trucks from owners because the frames were literally falling apart. We're not exaggerating. The frames corroded so badly in areas using road salt that they became structurally unsafe, with mechanics refusing to work on them because they could collapse on the lift. Toyota's solution was a frame replacement program, but getting approved required fighting with dealers and proving your truck was bad enough to qualify. But 2007 wasn't the only problematic year. Jump ahead to 2012 and you find a completely different set of problems. The 2012 Tundras came with transmission issues that caused shuddering, delayed engagement, and in some cases, complete transmission failure. Owners reported their trucks hesitating when accelerating from a stop, lurching when shifting gears, and making strange noises during operation. Toyota issued technical service bulletins trying to address the problems, but many owners never got satisfactory fixes, and both years suffered from a problem that seems impossible for a Toyota: poor reliability ratings. These Tundras broke the perception that all Toyotas last forever, proving that even legendary brands can produce vehicles you should avoid. The worst part is that these trucks still command premium prices because of the Toyota badge, with sellers betting that buyers won't research specific problem years. Now you know better. These Tundras will cost you more in repairs than you'd save buying a supposedly reliable Toyota. Number 2, Chevrolet Silverado 2007 to 2011. Before the problematic 2014 redesign, Chevrolet gave us the 2007 to 2011 Silverado generation, which might be even worse than its successor. These trucks combined all the worst traits of mid-2000s GM engineering into vehicles that fell apart with disturbing regularity. The active fuel management system that we've mentioned before, it reached peak failure in these years. The oil consumption problems were so bad that class action lawsuits were filed, with owners reporting engines using a quart of oil every 500 miles. When confronted, GM claimed this was within acceptable limits. Apparently, burning through a quart of oil between every other fill-up is acceptable when you're trying to avoid warranty repairs. But oil consumption was just the beginning of these trucks' problems. The 2007 to 2011 Silverados also suffered from catastrophic rust issues that made Toyota's frame problems look minor. These trucks rusted from the inside out, with corrosion starting on the frames and spreading to body panels, brake lines, and fuel lines. Owners in northern states watched their trucks dissolve before their eyes, with major rust appearing before the trucks even hit 100,000 miles. And let's talk about the transmissions. These Silverados came with 4-speed and 6-speed automatics that both failed with alarming frequency. The 6-speed in particular developed shuddering, harsh shifts, and complete failure at low mileages. Replacement transmissions cost between $3,500 and $5,000. And because these were common problems, finding a good used transmission became nearly impossible. Then there were the interior quality issues. These Silverados had dashboards that cracked in sunlight, door panels that fell apart, and seats that wore out faster than clothing. The plastic used throughout the interior was so cheap that components would break just from normal use. Combine all these problems with engines that needed expensive repairs, electrical systems that failed randomly, and fuel pumps that quit without warning, and you've got trucks that should have been recalled entirely rather than sold to unsuspecting buyers. These Silverados are cheap now because everyone who owned one wants to get rid of them. And that should tell you everything you need to know. The low price is a warning, not an opportunity. Number 1. Ford F-150 2015 to 2017. Taking the top spot as the truck you absolutely must avoid is the 2015 to 2017 Ford F-150. And if you're shocked that the best-selling vehicle in America made this list, you're about to understand why popularity and reliability are completely different things. Ford redesigned the F-150 for 2015, switching to an aluminum body to save weight and improve fuel economy. The aluminum wasn't the problem. Everything else was. These F-150s came with transmission issues so severe and widespread that they overshadowed every other problem. The 6-speed automatic transmission in these trucks shifted roughly, hesitated, shuddered, and in many cases failed completely at low mileages. Owners reported transmissions failing at 30,000 miles, 50,000 miles, even 10,000 miles in some cases. Ford issued multiple technical service bulletins and extended warranties trying to address the problems, but the fixes rarely worked. Some owners went through 2 or 3 transmission replacements under warranty, only to have the new transmission fail just as quickly as the original. And then, when the warranty expired, owners faced replacement costs exceeding $4,500 for transmissions that should have lasted the life of the vehicle. But transmission problems were just the headline. These F-150s also suffered from engine problems that included turbocharger failures on the EcoBoost engines, oil leaks, coolant leaks, and timing chain issues that could lead to catastrophic engine damage. If you thought these truck disasters were bad, wait until you see what happens when entire companies bet everything on problematic trucks. Check out our video on 13 trucks that bankrupted their companies to see how bad engineering and worse business decisions destroyed manufacturers that thought they were too big to fail. The trucks that killed entire companies make these problematic models look like minor inconveniences,